Hello everyone and welcome to a new Let's Play. We're going to be Let's Playing Doom on the original PlayStation and I think, whoops, sorry, wrong button, that I grew up with and I think is just absolutely amazing. So growing up I had access to, the computer and I was able to play the computer version of Doom, but not as much so as the PlayStation. Had the PlayStation right there in my living room. The computer was the family computer, but again, being a little kid and everything, I didn't quite have, quite the access to it. So, I really like Doom, especially the PlayStation version. Even though I like the original kind of rocking soundtrack and, kind of high energy thing that it has going on, even though I really do like that, it's great in its own right. I really do prefer the original Doom in terms of, I really do prefer it on the PlayStation just for the atmosphere. I mean, look at this for example. We have the green nukage here, the toxic waste, and it's creating a green glow across the whole room. That's something you don't get in the original computer version of it, And that's totally new, and I like that about this version. Just different lighting, different music. The music is much more ambient than it was on the computer. Because I mentioned that was a lot more kind of rock and roll like. This is a lot more ambient, a lot more creepy, which I think fits Doom very, very well, of course. Given what Doom is after all. So, and Doom 64 is actually pretty similar. It's a different game, whereas this is more of a different version of the original games. Doom 64 goes off on its own path, but it still has a lot of the same kind of visual styles and music style and, that kind of thing. I believe music was done by Aubrey Hodges, is I think the person's name. And she also did that for Doom on the N64, so if you like Doom on the PlayStation, definitely check out the N64 version of it. Definitely a unique experience. So, I am playing this on the emulator. That is one downside. Pretty much the only issue I have with the emulator is that you can see right here, I guess. But it's not a big deal. So here we are in level 2. We got 100% on the first level, so that's great. Uh-oh. Watch out for the zombie. So, those guys are former humans. Your kind of old soldier buddies. Ooh, that hurt. Turned against you. Yeah, they're no good anymore. If you go in here, we have armor. I have full armor, actually 188%, so that won't work. But there's actually kind of a shelf here in the original game, so that that's one thing that's been changed. By the way, those are an imp. You'll see different gradual changes like that over the course of a game. Because it's a PlayStation version, so it's not nearly as strong as a computer. The item we just picked up, by the way, was a backpack. So the backpack allows you to carry double the ammo. So in the original game, without actually having, a backpack, you'd be able to carry like a shotgun. You carry about 50 shotgun rounds and around 200 rounds for the pistol. But having a backpack basically doubles your ammo, so now you can carry 100 shotgun rounds and like 400 pistol rounds. So then it gives you a bit of an ammo boost whenever you pick one up, so definitely go for that. And here we have a chain gun. So a chain gun is basically a rapid fire gun. I don't know how else you describe a chain gun. But the thing is that it uses the same ammo as a pistol does. So you don't really have much of a reason to use a pistol, if you ask me. There are certain instances you might need it, but don't worry about burning up ammo for it. A lot of the weapons in this game share ammo. Like, you'll see later, we have 2 shotguns, 2 different weapons later on, the plasma rifle and a BFG, which share ammo. So you gotta really decide, when you're using a gun, you have to be kind of mindful. Use up all your plasma rifle ammo. You might not be able to use your BFG later, So, keep that kind of thing in mind, This feels really weird too, actually, because I'm recording this a couple weeks in advance. So normally I record the day of or the day before when I upload, but I'm actually recording this a couple weeks before Spyro is coming out. In another week, the final episode of Spyro will be out, and this will be coming out the week after that. So basically, this is early September, so I think around mid-September, this will be coming out. So it feels kind of weird to, be doing this video earlier than I normally would. As you just saw there too, if I shoot the wall, this wall here, let's see if I can get the close back up again. Certain walls will look different. You'll see different textures, flashing lights, or like this is like a silver, looking thing on the side of it. But that is Doom's way of letting you know there's more than likely a secret there. So, most of the time that's the case, but keep your eyes out for weird little anomalies like that. And here we have a chainsaw. You got the chainsaw, find some meat. Yeah, the chainsaw, comparison to Doom 2016. Doom 2016, for example, what a chainsaw uses, you have a couple different, you can use it a couple different times before you run out of fuel. But in this version, there is no fuel limit. The only catch to this is that you have to be up close and personal with the zombie. So, or anything like a demon, an imp, whatever. It's just that, you have to be up close and personal, so it's a bit risky. It's fun to use. Good if you have like a bunch of demons, or if you just need to save ammo. Good way to do it. But if you have something like this guy here, yeah, it can be a little bit risky. And here we have another backpack. So that's good. Also too, I've lowered the audio a little bit. Hopefully it's not too quiet. But my new microphone I'm using is a bit more quiet than my old one was, so trying to adjust the audio to compensate for that. I might raise the music up a little bit in the future, because I think the music will be fine. I just think it's the sound effects that kind of can overpower me sometimes. So. See, again, we have kind of a green glow going on here from the toxic waste. And if you look here, notice something. One wall looks different. These walls look the same. There you go. So keep your eye out for that kind of thing in Doom, and that is how you find secrets. But there are other ways too, like you saw earlier. We had to, run really fast across the map in order to get to an elevator. There's stuff like that. If you've never played the game before, you might not be as good about finding it, but if you played the game before, like me and my friend Josh who played the game hundreds of times, then you kind of know how that goes. Hey, I got 2 for 1. Another example too of it being simplified a little bit is like here in the original version, the computer version, you would have a little area where you go down, a small little area down there, I guess a hole if you will. And that's where the switch is. Where here it's just, well, right here. Alright everyone, so that's gonna be it for Let's Play, or for the first episode of Let's Play Doom on the PlayStation. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, then please consider leaving a like, subscribing, and of course, turning on a notification, clicking the bell, so you get notified whenever I upload, stream, whatever like that. You don't miss any content. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.